Welcome to another video shooting with Dr. Jim. Today we're going to talk about Colt single action armies a little bit. I have three here, two Colt Beasleys and one single action army 7.5 inch barrel 32-20, which you have seen me shoot before if you watch all the videos. This is a 32-20. A long time ago, the cowboys wanted a rifle and a pistol that shot the same bullet many times, unless they were shooting a 45-70 or something. But this is the 32-20. That's a Colt single action army 7.5 inch barrel 32-20. A Colt, got the gate open here, loading gate. A Colt has 1, 2, 3, 4 notches on it. The first notch is your safety notch. Now, many times, an old Colt single action army, this gun here is an 1898 or something, okay? It looks good, but it's an 1898 gun. The safety notch works on it. That's a safety notch, okay? That's the first one. Now, they always used to load just 5 bullets and keep the hammer on an empty chamber, because so many times people would pull hard on the trigger and break the safety notch so you didn't have it. And I have some of them that are broke, off and on through the history, through working on these. This is about the length of a 30M1 or a 357 Magnum. This one here is a 32-20. The 32-20, the rifle would be a 73 Winchester or a model 92 Winchester, 1892 Winchester. And both of those guns would take the shorter shells like the 32-20, the 25-20, 32-20, 38-40, 40-40, 41 Colt, and the 45 Colt, the Winchester 73 or the 92, neither one of them would shoot a straight. The cylinder or the projectile and the case would have to be a little bit tapered before they would go and function in those 73 Winchester and the model 92 Winchester. The modern model 73 Winchesters and things like that, they can take a 45 Colt with a straight shoulder. So this is a Colt single action army. Now, as you shoot this like this out here, you'll see that your hand can slide up the handle, okay? Well, this gun, when it came out in 1873, right around that period of time, they were black powder. This, by the way, is a smokeless. This is not black powder. I don't have a smokeless one of these anymore. But the smokeless has a little screw here and screws in there. The black powder ones have a little screw that screws in there. The smokeless ones, you can push this little pin and you can pull the cylinder pin out with that and take it out. And you take them out and clean them. By the way, always, especially if you're using a semi-automatic pistol, always take it after you shoot it and clean it, because things break in them. These last a lot longer. They are less things to break, but those things break. And inspect even these when you do that also. Now, this is a 7.5 inch barrel. I have a 4 3/4 inch one that you saw me shoot. It's a nickel plated one in 38-40. This one is 32-20. I never have seen one of these in 25-20 for some reason. They had them in 22 Hornet, 22 long rifle. Of course, short, long, and long rifle all would fit in that. But this is one 7.5 inch barrel. And I'll show you the Colt insignia on it also there. Look at that a little bit. We'll put this one down now. And we're going to go into the Colt Beasley model, the Colt Beasley model. The Colt Beasley model, when you shot this pistol, it didn't rear up on you. It shot and would go straight back. Now again, this one here has got the safety notch on it. It actually works. It's a little bit deep, but it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, This one here is a 38. A 38. This gun was made about 1902. It has a 7.5-inch barrel in it. It has what we might call pearl handles on it, but they're fake pearl. Audie Murphy's pistol that he had was in this scabbard right here. That was the scabbard that Audie Murphy kept his pistol in. And he carried his 7.5-inch barrel 45 Colt, long Colt, actually, if you want to call it that. And it looked just like this one, except it had real thick pearl handles. And they were curved to his hand, and it had all kinds of engraving, a trigger stop, all kinds of special things from the Colt Custom Shop. It's at the Cody Firearms Museum still. And this scabbard kept that thing looking good. He carried it with him a lot of times, shot coyotes at 200 yards with it. He was a great shot. And so you see the difference between, look at that again closely. This gun can slip up your hand when you shoot it. That one doesn't. This gun cost $38. Back in the 1800s, this one cost $19. The hammers are much larger, much thicker on this one, as you see, with a little spur on it. This one here is thinner. The triggers are much thinner. These triggers on this one here are much thicker. This gun is, this was the real sought-after pistol. There weren't made as many of them, but they were really sought after because it was so much better pistol to shoot and everything. This one's a little tiny bit lighter, but the handles and everything on this pistol were much different. And you could hold it on target when you were shooting it. Of course, they're single action. We'll look at one more Colt Beasley, and this is one of my favorite pistols of all time. I have qualified with it many times. They'd always make fun of my cowboy pistol, except when I put all the bullets in the same hole. They said, "You're missing the target." And then somebody said, "No, they're all going in the same hole." This pistol is very, very accurate. It's a 45 ACP. The cylinder in it is a 45 ACP. There's the cylinder, or the safety notch. This cylinder, you just pull it out. And I've got a 45 Colt cylinder. A 45 ACP and a 45 Colt and a 45 auto rim, 45 ACP, all of those are all the same diameter bullet, 452 diameter. This pistol has a 5.5-inch barrel on it, 5 3/4, 5.5-inch barrel on it. You look down through here, the Audie Murphy's pistol was a flat top target pistol. The Beasley, and see the large hammer, the Beasley model was the target pistol for the Beasley shooting matches in England. And the flat target model, which was, it had adjustable sights on the back of it there, and it was square top, flat top. This one is not. The Audie Murphy's pistol was. So there this one is. You always eject it down, put it on the second notch, and you would eject the shells out with the ejector. Here. Never fire an old pistol. Never dry fire it. Take it and fire it. Don't dry fire it. They break. So that is a Colt Beasley. This was a much sought after pistol in the 1800s. It cost $38 and the other one cost $18, $19. This pistol was made in 1912. I hope I'm teaching you something about these. When you looking at a Colt single action arm, if you're going to shoot it or whatever you're going to do with it, if the safety notch is broken on it, you can refile it down. Well, I can refile it down in there. I've timed these guns and everything else. By the way, this is, before I forget it, there is the 45 long Colt cylinder. These will have a shoulder in them where you put the 45 ACP in there and it'll stop. It doesn't have half moon clips or anything like that at all, like the model 1917 model, but that's the 45 Colt there. That's the 45 ACP, the other one is. When you're looking at a pistol like that, see how loose it is. Watch the safety notch on it. A lot of the things you can do. the cylinder, see if it's got cylinder play. These old pistols like this have a cylinder sleeve in them, and so you can get a new cylinder sleeve and put it in it, but every time you do anything with them, it's different. Audie Murphy's pistol, when it went to the Colt custom shop, they marked every piece of that pistol, every item of it was marked with a work order number. And there were 2 work order numbers, one there when it was sent by Gary Cooper. They made the pistol grips out of a real pearl, gigantic pearl, and then they had it at it was made as a it was a 4 3/4 or no, a 5.5 inch 38-40 Winchester is what it originally was, and he sent it back and had a artillery 7.5 inch barrel on it and made it in 45 Colt, and also put a lanyard on the bottom of it. So there you've got a little history. You can look at online and probably see Audie Murphy's pistol at the Cody Firearms Museum, and look at that. That was the pistol that I had at one time. And I showed one other one to you the other day, the Revolutionary War pistol. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll get some more of these to you pretty soon so you can watch more and maybe learn a little bit more about guns. So, and also in all of these pistols, I have lightened the trigger or the hammer springs. They're pretty heavy, but I cut them, I kind of waist them a little bit and cut them back where they still fire really good, but they're so much easier to pull. And that's another thing. Bob Munden, I talked to him many times. He's gone now. He's now deceased and gone on to his reward. But he used the spiral springs in them. They were a lot faster and everything. But the old leaf springs, they were good also. The Colt Single Action Army pistol, regular standard one, just has a 1-piece spring and hammer. But the Colt Beasley model has a little stirrup on it, and it's much more complicated than the other. Sorry about the clock going off there. Thank you so much. God bless you. Watch another video.